Hello everyone, ShadowPrinceOmega here with another part of the Super Paper Mario playthrough. After being gone for so long, I am finally back and recording. Isn't that just great? Anyway, we're gonna go for the Pit of 100 Trials today, the Flipside Pit, and just showing you my equipment here. And I have some Ultra Shroom Shakes, some Life Shrooms, some Catch Card SPs just in case I need one for an insta-kill, and emergency rations. Now normally if you're not in the Pit of 100 Trials, those only restore about 10 HP. However, when you're in the Pit of 100 Trials, they restore 50. This is the entrance to a dangerous dungeon called the Pit of 100 Trials. Once you enter, it's not easy to leave. Do you want to go in? Hell yeah! And this is the Pit of 100 Trials. As you can see, I've arranged this video a little differently than normally. Yep, room 1. That went by pretty fast, but yeah. This is it. The 100 floor dungeon of complete easiness. It's really not that difficult, it's just this. Anyway, my actual gameplay is shown in 2x speed in the lower right hand corner, of course, and I have bios on all the enemies that are found on that specific floor of the pit surrounding it. And if you're wondering why the background is a certain color that it is, it's the background of the Pit of 100 Trials, so it doesn't have those random other color effects applied to it. And as you can see, we're just zooming along the pit, sproing, really no danger. In fact, nothing in this pit is a danger to you whatsoever. Until you get to the upper floors, of course, but still. Also, I should mention that the music that you're hearing in the background is the fight against Bowser. The Pits of 100 Trials are actually going to be counting down my top 20 favorite tracks from this game, in order, of course. So yeah, for number 20, you have Bowser, the fight against Bowser. Yeah, pretty sweet like that, aren't I? Anyway, as you can see on this one, we have sleep gerbils. And that was that. Pretty simple. But yeah, just to explain why this video is so incredibly late. In fact, I recorded the actual video for this sometime in the middle of December. And it's May 27th right now. Yeah, several things came up. School got to be an extremely big part of everything that I did. I pretty much ate, breathed, and drank schoolwork for a couple months there. In fact, we're getting into finals season now, so it's not going to be lightening up, but I'm still going to try to work on this as much as I can. Regardless, I also had several family issues, so I hope you can forgive me for delaying those. And now returning to normal speed and full screen at room 10, we are poisoned, we're gonna need to fix that. We have the ultra rare card, the Tippy card! Isn't that nice? I think it's nice. Also, Camtation's starting to lag a bit on me here, but regardless, we shall forge on! By the way, in case you couldn't tell, I'm doing post. By the way, you know Flim, the weird sales guy who's always around at Flipside? Well, he's in the pit too. Don't ask me how he got in here, first of all. But just know that he will sell you things for extremely high prices, so look forward to that. Alright. The music track you're hearing now is the mid-boss theme. Or, you know, when you fight Mr. L. Either way. That music. Big blooper. Bloop. I just hope this is recording alright. I really hope this is recording alright. Yeah, it's recording alright. Hell yeah, dog. Hell yeah. But as you can tell, that Barry is an extremely useful pixel to have in this pit, especially when there's rooms that have a lot of enemies with low HP. You can just keep on using him, and they will go down without a hitch. Also, just want to let you know... Actually, I can't. I do have a question for any of you that may be watching. I'm gonna reveal this right now. My next LP that I was planning to do was Kirby's Return to Dreamland for the Wii. Now, I don't know if I should still do that now. Simply because... well, the Runaway guys are currently doing an LP of that, and I'm sure it's a hell of a lot more interesting than mine could be. So I'm wondering, do you guys still think it would be even worth it to you know, do that as an LP, or should I go for something different? Let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'd like your opinion on that, because I do have a couple other options lined up if that wouldn't work as well. And as you can tell, we're getting the keys really quickly. I just have amazing luck. I thought I'm just extremely lazy and I don't like taking out enemies with bombs. Also, it's kind of hard for me to do commentary. I can't really see what's going on. In fact, just a word of the wise, it might be better to watch this video in full screen. Not anything else. But as you can tell, we haven't really gotten any other sort of dangerous enemy yet. We've just been getting regular enemies like fuzzy beetles, squigs, squiglets, you know, stuff like that. Pretty simple. I mean, the greatest variety they've shown us are the gerbils and enemies that can flip into 3D. Oh no, because flipping into 3D is so useful. Especially when you just fall through the floor blocks. Now, we do have a new enemy here, it's the Koopa Troll. It's basically an armored Koopa Troopa. Also, whoa, massive skip. And we got the throw card. Yeah, that's actually the correct way to pronounce it, I didn't know. But it's the throw card. And now the track being played for you currently is Battle Against Fractale. And only Fractale. No other boss in the game has this boss theme. Sarcasm, hint hint, nudge nudge. For those of you who have not played this game before, this will be... well, actually, it's not too much of a spoiler. Since you probably have no idea what I'm talking about anyway. Also, boos. Can't jump on them while you're looking at them. They're just cowards. They just turn around and hide. Fight me. Be a man, Hogan. Boo, Hogan, thing. Boo is Hulk Hogan. Yes. But yeah, this is actually a pretty boring section of the game, not gonna lie. Now, as you know, well, as I said, I have this in double speed, and it's gonna end up being roughly, let's say, 42 minutes 30. That's at double speed! Which means that this took me over, like, an hour and a half to actually do. So, word to the wise, if you're not interested in, like, these two pits are completely optional, basically. The pits of 100 trials are completely optional, you don't have to do them, they're just for side things in the game. So you never have to do them, and if you don't want the optional stuff I'm showing, then I recommend you don't do it. It's a waste of your time if you don't want them. Granted, they do help you a lot, but by the time you're able to enter the pits, it's so close to the end of the game that it barely even matters. I mean, I have heard you're able to access the Flipside Pit somewhere after Chapter 2, and I do know a way you can do that, just why would you want to? You don't have enough HP to challenge most of these enemies, and they're mostly new to you. Unless you're just going for some sort of speed run, in which case, the reward for beating the pit certainly helps you do that. But seriously, what's the level design with this pit? This area is just completely squiglets. On floor 27! Squiglets are like... they're easily the most useless enemies in the game. Just why? Why? Ooh, Hammer Bro. I'm not sure if that's new, but hey, it throws hammers. And lots of hammers. Makes you wonder where he keeps all those hammers, huh? I mean, where could you possibly put that many hammers? Also, I recommend using any and all items that you get immediately, if they're not ultra helpful. Yes. But yeah, Hammer Bros throw hammers. We're gonna see a lot of those in the next chapter. Because I'm doing both of these pits before Chapter 8, man. You can't stop me. I need it. Because Chapter 8 is admittedly kinda bland and tedious if you don't have the rewards from the two pits. I mean, granted, it's a fantastic chapter. I'm gonna really love playing through it, but still. And... now, we shall have... nothing really here worth our while. Because actually, most of the items that Flim sells, even normally outside of Flipside, they're not too fantastic. And even here, they're not too fantastic. Battle theme being played now is King Crocus' battle theme. 2 specialized boss themes in a row. Recognize the pattern? I don't actually. A lot of these aren't specialized boss themes. I just happen to like a few of them a lot. King Crocus. I don't know why, but it actually reminds me of the Mother series somehow. It was just me. Also, if you'll notice the backgrounds of all these areas. As you can see, there's Fractail in the back room right now. Yes, Fractail is in the bathroom. No, Fractail in the background right now. And I believe in floors 1 through 25, it was simply Flipside. Those backgrounds are showing the locations of all the pure hearts that you have obtained in the game. But don't worry, it doesn't show what Chapter 8 is like, so no spoilers. That's a plus, right? Now we are getting some more interesting enemies here from later chapters, like the Stony Beetle, which no matter how much attack power you have, it only takes 1 damage per hit. Easily the most annoying enemy in the game, besides, like, Choppas. Yeah, they put annoying enemies right after each other, because Choppas can teleport. Well, they don't actually teleport, they just flip to 3D. I'm sorry if I said they... Yeah. These things, however, these things can teleport. But it doesn't really matter because we can just go by them. Well, Choppas can teleport. They also flip to 3D, but they can also teleport. Also, as you can tell, we're not really getting that much variety in enemy types. You know, Fuzzy Beetles, Swigs. I think the main point is them trying to, you know, prevent you from using Bowser to just destroy everything. Now, good tip for the Magic Koopas. Just like any enemy that throws projectiles, reflect their projectiles back at them with Boomer to do damage to equal to what they would do to you. That's all to say. And also, I'm amazed that I'm holding up this well, because talking for 12 minutes straight normally isn't my forte. In fact, I can't even remember what I said at the very beginning, but that's it. Fire Bro, that's a new enemy. Now, yeah, all it does is pretty much, if Mario had a Fire Flower in this game, that's what would happen. Fire Bro is basically you with a Fire Flower. However, the fire moves really slowly and doesn't do too much damage, so it's not too bad. But still, though, it can be reflected back at them. However, it moves very erratically, so it's difficult to predict where it's going to be. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be a Slim card, right? Yep. The pixel that was trapped in a box for... You know, I think it's like 1,500 years instead of the regular 1,000. There's a reason for that. It's so damn annoying. Also, Clubbas. Don't worry, we'll be able to dispatch them easily soon enough. And by that, I mean I kind of over-level after the pit, for a very specific reason. Also, just so I should let you know, track being played now is Battle Against Francis. The king of all nerds. Now, there is a question I wanted to pose to anyone who may be watching. As of right now, Chugga Conroy is currently doing an LP of Super Paper Mario. What implications do you think that has on the LP community? Because I know a lot of LPers like me do Super Paper Mario for their first LP. And since since Chugga's videos are like insanely high quality, most people just go to his first. And briefly interrupting my concept here. Yeah, just stand in the same direction that those Super Strikers are facing, and they'll just hurt themselves with their own shells. They pretty much kill themselves. However, if they're up on a ledge and you're below, it's kind of difficult to get to them, so I recommend using Slim. Not like I'm doing right here. I was being an idiot. See, I'm just taking damage like crazy. But if I could get behind that guy and stand below him, no, that wouldn't work very much. Regardless, stand behind them if they're above you to make them damage themselves. Yes. But yeah, do you think it's kind of jerkish of him to do Super Paper Mario as an LP. I mean, I'm not blaming him because obviously he'll do what he wants. I'm just saying, do you think it kind of takes away from the ability of the rest of the newer Let's Players on YouTube to actually create videos? Like, to get themselves noticed. I think it reduces their ability to actually get noticed. It's difficult to explain, but I don't think you should have done it, because a lot of people, those people who have done Super Paper Mario, like, they probably not gonna get any more views after this, because everyone just is gonna watch his, and they're not gonna watch anybody else's. And I've been rambling a lot, I'm sorry. I can't really stay focused, because I can barely see the screen right now. Also, I'm using a long last room shake. Good. Excellent. And I am poisoned. Which means that when I take damage, I immediately heal it back. So it's in fact, I don't even know what to call that. It's equilibrium? Dynamic equilibrium. Huge words and phrases and terms. Alright, clubbers. In fact, this room is just full of annoying enemies. Projectile enemies and enemies that have insanely high HP. Actually, normally by this point in the game I have over 20 attack. No, I don't. You only have 20 attack when you have like 130 HP. I would never go to that lengths to beat the Flopside Pit, now would I? Foreshadowing. Although, is that clubber really the one with the key? Or am I just, no, I have the key, never mind. As I said, I recommend watching this in full screen because I can't. This room is completely full of squog. Sweet. I can't see what leveled up there, actually. As I said, I can't really see the screen. But, that's beside the point. Or is it? In any case, the squogs really aren't too much trouble, just hammer them. Stop! Hammer time. Alright. Room 50. Maybe. And Thudley card. Yeah, you're not worth it, Flim. Sorry. And by the way, yes, Spinies and Flip Spinies are counted as two different enemies. Shit. I feel kind of mildly retarded right now, not gonna lie. Oh, now I remember what this track is. That's why I felt kind of retarded. It's the Bone Chill fight track. Seeing that's the most recent time actually, no, that's a lie. I've been practicing for Chapter 8. And, of course, Flopside Pit. That's right, Flopside Pit has already been recorded. I just need to put it together. So, that was also part of it. Power leveling to get to be able to get through the Flopside Pit was part of the delay on this video. Regardless, I'm not going to have the Flopside Pit out directly after this, because I do need to go through it a second time. Because I missed something. Regardless, though. That should say Spike Club, by the way. Because I'm probably not going to be able to fix that. I can't fix that. In fact, okay, dirty. Little bit of a bad little secret here. Another part of the reason this was late is because Camtasia gave me a whole bunch of trouble. It used way too much RAM and blue screened my computer like 5 times. Regardless. Hooligan. If you remember, we saw these in Chapter 4, but I thought their weird jumpy nature was, you know, just because in space, but apparently not. Apparently they just aren't affected by gravity altogether. If only we could harness their power, and then dance on the ceiling. Skill curses, actually tech curses, which I actually don't believe we've seen previously here. They prevent you from flipping if you're Mario, they prevent you from using your fire if you're Bowser, super jump for Luigi, and floating for Peach. But that's what I mean by skill prevention. Also, my computer just went black, so we're good to... Oh yeah. Ice Dribble! Don't let them fart on you, is my best advice. Also, shoot their freezy breath back at them to knock them down to your level so you can chomp on their children. I meant stop on their heads, yes. Amazy Daisy! A really rare enemy who almost always has the key. HP is 30 and attack power is 10. Not to mention it can run away from you and flip dimensions. So when you ever get near it, it's probably going to run away and then flip to 3D. Now, this time it didn't have the key, but almost every time I played the game, it has. And I'm just gonna get rid of this Amazy Daisy. And this Amazy Daisy too, because they suck. They're one of the worst enemies in all 3 Paper Mario games. Oh, the worst. Just gonna do... Wow. I'm going on a crazy Daisy genocide. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my Catch Card SP on that Amazy Daisy. Because not only will it allow me to do double damage to them, so they won't be such pains in the asses in the future. It allows me... That card can be sold for like 300 coins, so it's pretty convenient. Yellow Magic Blots are a new enemy that we have not seen, proving that the developers counted on you going through the pit after Chapter 8, which is where they're primarily found. I didn't really get to their skills with my verbalness there, but by the way, carry card. It's important. Anyway, skills include teleporting and shooting magic blobs at you, which you just repel back at them with berry. A lot of things in this game end with fly. Anyway, track you're hearing right now is Mr. L's theme. Actually, you don't hear this theme in the game too often, but when you do, it's always nice. Because who doesn't love Mr. L, who we currently have in our party? Well, you know, Luigi, Mr. L, same thing, really. Also, the best way that I've found to get rid of Dark Boost is just to stand in one place and then hammer the hell out of the air and hope you hit one of them. Boomerang Bro is a new enemy, I think, at this point in the game. They always throw 2 boomerangs, and they can hit you on the way going out and the way coming back. So they can hit you twice with an attack power of 3. So that's pretty much 6 HP per attack. Also, if I'm not mistaken, and they throw 2, so... Actually, that's pretty much 12 if you get hit by every single one of them. So yeah, that sucks. Tyloids we've seen. Best thing to know about Tyloid-wise is that they just move at the speed of light. Other than that, they're actually the most average of all of the Tyloids. Gromebas and Blowmebas. No, pretty standard. Usually, whenever there's a room with a Gromeba or Blowmeba or a Crowmeba, they always have the key, in my experience. Also, Ninjos. Be careful not to get your ass kicked by the Ninjos, because they have like a laundry list of skills. As well as ninja stars that stay on the ground and act as spikes while they're active. And turning into bombs. If they feel like it, when you kill them, they can just turn into bombs and then respawn, because they're amazing like that. Don't even question their logic. They don't want to die, they don't have to. Also, what I've noticed about the Longodiles and the Longators is that their true weakness is their being able to go through walls. Which means you can just stand on one side of the wall and you don't even have to go near them. They'll just extend their head through the wall and you can just smash it. So apparently they can just phase through different portions of matter if they want to. That'd be actually... Squinker! A kind of a rare enemy in this game. The strongest type of... Yeah, I think it's actually the strongest of the Squig family. Which is... And it's pink, which is kind of counterintuitive, but still. In fact, they get less manly looking the farther up they get. Like, not manly looking, but... You know, intimidating. Also, I do want to address something. 2 things. Because I'm using Bowser right now. And also, see? They just kill each other if you let them stay still long enough. Anyway. Bowser with carry is not a perfect combination. He can barely jump in enclosed spaces. That is the main downfall. Also, I forgot the other thing. Damn, I'm not working with the script here. I wanted this to be like the closest thing to live commentary that post commentary possibly could be in this case. Also, room 70. Just saying. Fleep. Now, I don't know. I think Fleep is very underused pixel. Not many people realize that he actually does have battle capabilities. You know, like flipping enemies around to stun them, so you can just hop on their heads, or just those enemies that are balls, that have balls for tails, just spin. Yeah, the Jobus, the Robus, and the Robus, just spinning them around. And then you can just get to them. It's really easy. And yeah. 4 enemies. And all the different types of Cursius. By the way, I just want to reassure that all the information displayed here on my part is accurate. Don't you worry your plurity little head about that. It's all accurate. And also, yes, I had to design every single one of these slides. Or pictures, or whatever. Well, I made it in PowerPoint in case it wasn't obvious. Rough Puff, just use Barry to reflect their electric balls back at him. Pretty painful to have electricity in your balls. Static balls, as it were. Ooh, that'd be pain. All the time, whenever you touch carpet, ow. You would be castrated. You would want to be castrated. Then you would not have balls. What was I talking about again? I can't remember. 75! And now the background has changed to chapter... Hey, it's still chapter 3? That's odd. That's very odd, actually. I thought it would have been chapter 4. Eh, I'm wrong. For once. For the over 9,000th time, I am wrong. But as you can see, the rooms actually do start getting interesting the farther up you get. And, oh, before I forget to mention it, the music playing here is the Fluorosapien lines. Blue Magiblots are another new enemy. They have the highest HP out of all the Magiblots. They have the lowest attack power, though. And all the Magiblots, of course, have 0 defense. They, like their brothers, the yellow Magiblots, which I believe we've seen that as the red Magiblots. Anyway, there's, yeah, okay, whichever one, I spoiled one of them. They're yellow, blue, and red Magiblots. They teleport, and then they appear, they shoot their magic balls at you, and then they disappear. Actually, they don't even flip to 3D when they teleport, they just disappear. It's weird. They're also very difficult to take care of because they're so fast. However, you can turn them into a card, and then they're no problem. Or it could completely fail. You know, whichever. Ooh, attack power. That's nice. Definitely makes other things easier. And I believe, yeah, Chromevas. They have... Yeah, they're actually the strongest out of the whole the Amoeba family, besides one. In fact, all the ones that I've said are the strongest are, with the exception of one, which we have not seen yet. Which, actually, that doesn't exist normally in the game. You have to go to a very specific place to find it. In any case, lots of... Now, something I wanted to clarify about the bios for the Skelobits. Also, room 80, which is nice. Cudge card, nice. Something I wanted to clarify about the bios for the Skelobits, anyway, is that by spiky, for the regular Skelobits, I mean, you know, when they have their spears up, don't jump on them because you're about to get wrecked by their spikes. By the spiky Skelobits, I mean they're spiky all the time, so don't even try to jump on them. Also, one of my favorite tracks in this game is actually the Pit of 100 Trials music. I don't know why, I really like it. Even though it does get repetitive after an hour and a half, it serves as a nice background music for the endless labyrinth. Oh, and nearly forgot to mention there, red Magiblots. They have the highest attack. And the yellow ones are the most balanced. I forgot to mention that too. But they have the lowest HP, so it's easier to take them out. Let's see. Nothing too special in this room, just Spanias, really. Spanias are the only ones you have to watch out for. Because they exist in 3D! The third dimension. Although, you kind of have to watch out for the fact that the Schlort may have the key. Which is unfortunate. If it does. But as I said, best strategy with the Dark Boo is just to slam the air around you. And hope and pray that you smash the one that has the key. Because the Dark Boo almost always has the key. Like, almost always. It's pretty often that it has the key. Also, I should mention that the Koopa Troll move really fast sometimes. So don't try anything stupid. Now, Chromiba here, unfortunately, did not have the key this time like I was expecting. Most of the time it does. And apparently one of the most annoying enemies in the game has it. Shoppa. Kaptan. Also, I don't believe we saw Ninjons during the tournament, but they're an upgraded form of the Ninjo. And they have almost the same sash, just a little higher HP and a little higher attack power. They have the same skills, though. And they have the same speed, I think. And now we have infinity head bonk Goombas! So many head bonk Goombas! This is actually a reference to oh god, Goombella and Goombario from the first two Paper Mario games. Their special ability, they were Goombas, and of course, they had the ability to head bonk, so they figured why not create an enemy with that. Also, they kinda destroyed me there. But I don't know why they felt the need to put like 9,000 of them in that one room. Last regular treasure room. Daddy card. Gobus, that's what the most advanced form of these things is. And, well, yeah, my number 10 favorite is, or is it number 11? I don't know. I have no idea anymore. Anyway, the correct title for this piece is known as Champion of Destruction. It's the theme that appeared in Chapter 6 when Count Bleck, came into the sky and was like, hey, I'm gonna destroy this world. We were like, okay, bro. That's not actually what happened, it's a dramatization. Also, new enemy Ninjari is stronger form of Ninjons, which are stronger forms of Ninjos. They're the most powerful out of the family, excepting one. And they have slightly higher stats, HP of 10, attack power of 4. They have the same overall skills as any of the other in their family. Also, Ninjaris are becoming more common. And in case any of you didn't get the name pun, Ninjo is supposed to sound like ninja, so that's where they went with that. And they just sort of kept escalating the names until it went to the ridiculous level of Ninjari. So I'm wondering then, if the samurai are Ninjaris. Well, no. If the ninjas are Ninjaris, then would the samurais be Tom? See what I did there? I'm clever. I'm not actually. In fact, I'm starting to lose track of my sanity after talking for 34 minutes straight. Also, freezing them is not a good idea because they sort of just block your way. They just do enough damage to kill them. Getting near the end of the pit though, which is awfully exciting because there are so many extremely high able to kill you enemies here. And mainly that's what I like about the later levels of the pit. It actually starts to become a challenge because they start mobbing you with enemies that normally you would only find 1s or 2s, and here they just throw like 10 at you with each, and like, here you go! And now for the most dangerous room in the pit. Now floor 100, room 97. The Squiglet floor, oh dear god! It's evil. Look at it. It has infinite HP. It has infinite attack power. It has infinite defense. You can't kill this thing. If you look at it funny, it kills you instantly. And it has every... Oh, wait. He must have been on vacation. His little brother, the regular Squiggle, was here. Whatever. Also, red chomps. New enemies, I believe. They are stronger versions of chomps, obviously. I just don't know why they're red. Like, who thought that was a weird... Like, what kind of design choice is that? Hey, we're gonna make them better, but we're gonna make it red. So maybe they're just really, really hot? Because I know they're made out of melon. Melon gets, like, red hot still. And all 3 types of magic blocks. As you can see, you know, the various balanced stats. And the best real strategy for taking care of large mobs of them is just to stand in one place and let them come to you, so you can just smash the hell out of them with a hammer. And with this, I leave you. See you guys for floor 100, who will be announced by my previous self. See ya!
And now we are at the bottom of the pit. Finally, it's all going to end. Right? Magic block. And now, it's all... Whoa, shit. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn my volume down. But now, it's all going to end. The bottom of the pit of 100 trials. The Flipside Pit. But still, who's that? Dun 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 dun, rumbling. Where have I seen that animation before? Where have I seen that ugly mug before? Yep, it's a reused boss fight, Helen. The ancients locked me in this treasure place. I'm the wrathful god, Racktail. Why did you wake me from the sweet peace of slumber? I will punish you with death. Soon you will understand the wrath of the gods. And we're here! We have Racktail, the boss of the pit of the Flipside Pit of 100 Trials. He is... This game, basically this game is saying that this is the second strongest boss in the game. I disagree with that, but whatever. That's Racktail, the very menacing lord of the pit of 100 Trials. Max HP is... question mark, attack is 10. It can fly and swoop down with its big open mouth. I think it's in a prototype of an improved Fractail from the old desert. The ancients must have built it, but like Fractail, its antennas is its weak spot. Yep, it's Racktail. I have to say, this guy is so easy. He is literally just a reskin, he's just a recolor of Fractail. That's it. That's it. This guy poses no threat to you whatsoever. I mean, there's no way you're gonna get, you know, caught in his big open mouth. The only way that this guy will ever hurt you is gonna be shown in a second. And admittedly, it's a bit of a jerkish move on the designer's part for doing that. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I love the floor design in the Pit of 100 Trials. Especially the here. It's like, whoa, it's all techno and stuff. And now we're riding on the dragon's back. Now we're in the sky, and here's where he can actually pose a threat to you. Remember those little frackles? The little sweat things that Fractail made? Well, guess what? He has Rackles, and each of them does, 10 damage. And they have projectiles to kill you with. So that's the only way this guy's gonna be hurting you. But yeah, don't get cocky here. And unless you do that, in which case, yeah. So, this is nice, you know, just killing Racktail, watching him scream in pain. And they have like 20 HP of their, I don't know, they have 10 HP of their own, I think, but they have 10 attack power. It's ridiculous. And they can continue firing at you while you fall. But at least I know I'm done with this boss, pretty much. It doesn't take long to get here. Honestly, this guy is a joke. It's just the 99 floors of the pain above it. Rack. Arg, I'm done. But you have not yet won. I'm not the only monster created by the ancients. Greater terrors await you in the Flopside Pit of 100 Trials. Rog, I am a dirty bastard. And then he decomposes. Huzzah. And Luigi falls to the ground unharmed, with those Rackles dying, deserving their death. And a final chest, which contains... Wait for it. Wait for it. Brrr! The second optional pixel in the game, Dashel. Whoa, you defeated that monster jacket? Really? Crazy. That's crazy. And you were able to clear those 99 other rooms? Boy, wow, just wow, seriously. I'm stunned, absolutely incredible. Here, for you. Rad as that was, though, I gotta warn you, stay on your toes for what's ahead. You mean Castle Black? Listen up and listen good. You must treasure life. Got to. You've absolutely got to. Absolutely got to. I mean, don't you think so? I'm sure you agree with me. Alright, done. Gravy. Fate brought us both here, and so I will lend you my power. Awesome power. Gives us the power, and... the speedy pixel named Dash will join your party. Use Dash's power and you'll be able to speed around at high speed. Did a dash and shuffle and you'll be able to dodge the fiercest attacks. Gotta tell you, that's how I survived mini battle. Yup, fleeing. It works. Well, there's no flee command in this game, but still. Trust my power and you can run away to a more peaceful world. We know carry is now completely unnecessary, as we have Courage, which allows us to kill spiked enemies. And for moving fast we have Dashel. Sure, it doesn't look like too much here, but you can cross pretty much all of Flipside within a couple seconds using this guy. It's incredible. And after I get out, I think that's going to be the end of this episode, because while it may not have been too long for you, I'm probably going to, pare it down to, I don't know, 20 minutes. It's been roughly an hour a little more than an hour for me, so, yep, do not enter. Well, guess what, I already disobeyed you, and I won. So suck it. Yes, I wish to save my progress. I'm saving. Save complete. Goodbye, and next time I will see you for the Flopside Pit of 100 Trials. But that may not be for some time, because I'm kind of spent. See you later, guys.